Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We're live. Hey, everybody. You're probably listening to us act like idiots. Well, that's because we are idiots, and I'm blowing my own eardrums out right now. So, we got a weird issue. I'm getting feedback to myself, and hopefully you guys can't hear that feedback, and I can't figure out what is causing it. For some reason, I've got my own voice playing back to me in my headphones, and I can't seem to figure out how to shut that off. So, in any case, we'll continue regardless. And
you could always pull your earbud out when you're talking, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's not an acceptable answer.
Okay, all right. Well, you do most of the talking, so.
All right. Well, with that, we're just going to do this show and kick butt anyway. So we're going to be talking today about clickable links in YouTube videos, the 2018 version of that. So it should be a lot of fun. So, Steve, are you ready?
I am indeed ready, Ray.
All right. Then here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, clickable links in YouTube in 2018. And today's episode is made possible by TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is the easy way to market your YouTube videos and channel. Want to know what the competition's doing? Want to be able to do better in YouTube? Well, then check out TubeBuddy right now and add all sorts of great features to your YouTube channel. You can check it out at tubebuddy.com/RayTheVideoGuy. All right, Steve, are you ready?
I am ready. Let's play that funky music, Ray.
All right, here we go.
He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy.
And if you're watching the Facebook Live, Ray's having fun with the switcher.
That's right.
It's the radio show about Video Marketing Madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper on the Aaron Show Podcast Network. Ray is getting a little feedback on his voice in his earbud, and he was talking real slow to begin with. Yeah.
I was wondering why you were laughing at me, and now I know why. I'm like, I bet you I'm talking like super slow and don't realize it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well.
That's all right. I'll just have to ignore myself. I'll have to get tips from my
most
wife
people
later.
do.
Exactly. So, Steve, what's been going on lately? We missed last week due to the holiday. So, actually, not due to the holiday, but just due to being away. So,
yeah, you were in Salt Lake, and we took a little vacation, a little 4-day weekend. Left on Friday. I guess it was a 3-day weekend. Left on Friday, came back Sunday. So
cool story, bro.
Yeah.
So
we saw one of the best car museums I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah?
It's in Kearney, Nebraska.
Kearney, Nebraska.
It is an outstanding...
Nebraska, huh?
Yeah, it's all kinds of cars. They had 3 Pierce Arrows. Count them, 3. Beautiful facility, great graphics, lighting. It was really nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
And Kearney's a happening town. I helped put a radio station on there like 40 years ago.
You just have to watch your pockets as you walk around there.
Yeah, because of the Kearneys. But I helped put a radio station on. They had all hands on deck, everybody that worked for this company, and I worked in Omaha, but they put on a station in Kearney. They sent everybody out there to set up the automation system. Kearney is twice the size it was 40 years ago.
Wow. Well, that's not surprising, I guess.
Yeah.
40 years is a long time.
It is a long time. So. I was 5 years old. I was a child prodigy.
40 years ago, there was no YouTube. Just think about that, folks.
No.
There was no internet as we know it. There was no
and radio station automation was big reel-to-reel tapes with carousel of cartridges, and now it's all computerized.
Unbelievable how things have changed.
It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable.
And speaking of changes, we're going to talk a little bit about clickable links in YouTube. Now, a few years ago, I put out a product called YouTube Interactive, which was a great little program that taught you how to add clickable links to your videos using annotations. So you would literally, while editing your video, you'd put a graphic in the video itself, and then inside of YouTube, you'd put a little box around that, and you'd make it clickable. It was very cool stuff, worked really, really well. We did a lot of tests, and the number of clicks that you got just exploded when you used this versus just having
remember that.
The links in the description. And it sold really well. It was a great product, but unfortunately, YouTube has killed the annotation system, mainly because it did not work on mobile. But honestly, I really wish they had kept that, maybe improved upon it and made it work on mobile, because clearly some of the other technologies work perfectly fine, so they definitely could have done it. So I want to talk a little bit about the alternatives to this that you can use nowadays. And there are basically two alternatives you could use that would actually approximate the same thing as the clickable links. One of which is YouTube cards, the other of which is the clickable banners. Now, a third part of that would be the end screens, and we'll talk a little bit about that, but obviously that happens at the end of the video, so it's a little bit different. So if you want to be able to add a clickable link to your videos, you need to do one of two things. And the first is the YouTube cards. Now, if you're not familiar with cards, welcome to the boat, because most people seem to not be very familiar with them as well. Cards are something that YouTube added a couple of years ago that allow you to have clickable links not only on your desktop videos, but also on your mobile. And the way they work is during the video itself, at the very top corner, a little banner, I guess for lack of a better word, will appear. It's very small, and it will say, whatever you tell it to say. So for instance, learn more about our product, whatever it happens to be. And they'd be able to click a little eye icon in the corner, and it would open up a little sidebar with these cards in it. And the cards were basically little advertisements that you click on, and it would take you to another video, or it would take you to your website or a playlist. And you had the choice on that. Obviously, we wanted to use that for making clickable links back to your website. Now, this works pretty good, but a lot of people don't know those cards are there. They don't pay attention to them. And unless they know that they have to click that little white icon, they're probably not going to do it. So the click-through rates are much, much lower than the annotations were, even though during annotations, you were losing out on the entire mobile audience when you used them. But even with that, the cards still don't compare to even just the desktop. But there is another alternative, and that alternative is the clickable banner. Now, if you're not familiar with the clickable banner is essentially an advertising banner. If you've ever run an advertisement using YouTube videos, you've been given the option to put a banner. Well, now you can actually do that in your videos if you know the secrets to do so, and it does require a little bit of a YouTube hack. And we won't call it a black hat hack or anything like that, but it's just one of those life hack type things that you can actually do to get the clickable banner on there. And the final thing that we can do is we can have the end screens. Now, if you're not familiar with the end screens, these are interactive bits you can put at the end of your video. The problem with the end screen is they only come in at the end, and if you didn't prepare your video specifically for these, it's going to cover up the actual video. So if you've got somebody talking on camera, literally all that stuff is going to be covering their face, and it makes it kind of useless. But if you make your videos nowadays, you want to make it with the banners the end screens in mind, so that you can do some cool stuff. And that's what we actually do with our videos that we're going to be using with it, is we actually put a specific end screen on the end of the actual video, upload it, and then use that to put the end screen bits and things on there. And with the end screens, you can put links to your website, you can put a link to your subscribe button, you can put other videos on there so that people can interact at the end of watching your video. So it's actually quite useful, assuming that you get enough traffic that goes all the way to the end of your video. So with the YouTube cards, how does it work? Well, with the YouTube cards, what you're going to do is you're going to upload your video, and after it's uploaded, you're going to go to the edit area, and at the very top, you'll see a little tab up there, and it'll say cards. or interactive cards, something like that. I can't remember the exact phrasing. But you click on that, it's going to open up a timeline. And in the timeline, you can put markers. As you put the markers in there, you're going to get the option of putting in a card. And you can do that up to 5 times in your video. So for instance, if you had a 5-minute video, you may want to put one every 1 minute. And the cards are actually available throughout your entire video. What the markers do is the markers put that little banner across the top that pops up. So when it reaches one of those markers, it's going to pop up with a little white banner, and that banner is going to say, you know, click here to learn more. Click the little white icon, and the sidebar will open up with your cards. Once you're inside and you're setting these markers up, you're going to get the option to upload a graphic, to put the link that you're going to go to, as well as put a call to action underneath the card. Now, for most businesses, this is a great opportunity to upload some sort of a coupon or something similar, 10% off. So what you would create is a little 100 by 100 or 150 by 150 card in your Photoshop or whatever you make graphics with, and have an actual coupon in there. Put your logo and have it say, save 10% now, click here. They'll click there, it'll take them back to the website where they can apply a code, or that link can directly go to a discount page, however you want to do that. Basically, it's just going to be a link, but you want to put something that's really going to get people's attention, get them to click so they go back to your website. It can be very useful. I know that I had a conversation with a good friend of the show, Tommy Power, and he talked about the difference between the annotations and the cards when it came to advertising, and he noticed that in the advertising, the cards really brought down the number of clicks versus the annotations. The annotations were much better there as well. I don't know if that's changed over the last 2 years or so, but I'll have to follow up with Tommy and find out for sure how he's thinking about those cards. But that's basically what was happening there, is he was seeing the click-throughs go down once the annotations were replaced by the cards. But the cards are still a good option. They still can be used, and they can be effective at different times. So, plus you can have 5 different cards in there, so you could actually have 5 different promotions that you're running, go to 5 different locations, etc., which, of course, you could do that with annotations if you wanted as well. Okay, so the other option is what we call the little life hack, and that's the call to action banner. Now, if you haven't seen this, this is basically a small banner that pops up in the corner of the screen over here, and it comes out, and it's got a little graphic, and it's got a title and a link. So it'll pop up. You could have a picture of a product or a picture of your logo, and then it would say, click here to get our newest software, or download our free bonus, or whatever it happens to be, and then it'll say www.whatever.com. And that'll be clickable. They can click on the banner and they can go back to the website and download whatever it is that you're giving them, buy the product, whatever it is that you're trying to get out of the viewer. But the way this works is very different. What you need to do in order to get the clickable banner is you actually have to go out to AdWords and set up an ad for that video. Now, you don't have to turn the ad on. You don't have to use any money. You don't have to spend anything. You essentially go into AdWords, you create an ad for that video, and you just immediately hit pause. When you do so, the ad will be active but not live. And so then you'll have the option to put a call to action. This will be back in the edit area of your video, or you can do this directly in AdWords. I recommend just go back to your video, go to edit, and instead of just advanced and info on the top there, you're going to have an extra little tab, and it's going to say call to action. You click on that, you'll be able to upload an image. Again, it could be similar to the YouTube card. It's going to be much smaller, but it can be the same graphic that you would use for a card. And you're going to put in the name of the promotion. So, click here to download our free ebook. Click here to pick this up now, buy now, whatever it happens to be. And then the website underneath that. And now when you play the video, you're going to be able to click on it and get to purchase the product or download whatever it happens to be. They're going to drive traffic to the website. Now, the one thing to note about this is you cannot have a call to action and a card on the same video. So you have to make a choice. And the question is, which one of these is going to be a better choice for you? Personally, for me, it seems like the clickable banner does better than the cards. In fact, we back in the old days, there was a special thing that YouTube did where you could pick one of your videos to be promoted throughout your channel. And so what would happen is you would choose video A to be promoted. Now, in my case, I happened to choose, get your free Secrets of YouTube download. And what happens is on all of your other videos, that same type of ad banner would pop up and it would say, get your free YouTube top secrets download. And it would have the link. And people would click on that and they would download. And I remember thinking, I'm looking at my stuff one day and going, where are all these people opting in from? I'm just getting a ton of opt-ins for this YouTube download book, but I haven't been promoting it anywhere. Well, come to find out, I had forgotten that, every time somebody watched any of my videos, that banner would pop up and say, download your free ebook here. And they would do that. They would click and they would download it. So they can be very, very effective. Where I've used cards for the same type of thing, I don't think they convert nearly as well. I don't think people know they're there as much. They don't pay attention to them. It's a little extra work. But that clickable banner, boom, they tend to click on that, and that makes a big difference. So highly recommend you try and do that. Check that out. But you do have to run an ad, pause it immediately so you don't spend any money before it's even approved, and you'll get that call to action. Now, I had somebody, I did a little video about this the other day, and I had somebody ask me, and said, well, how long is this going to work before Google figures it out? Well, I think we're going on about 8 or 10 years now, so I don't think they're going to, if they haven't caught on by now, I guess they're not going to. But no, this is something that I actually released a product on, must have been 6 or 7 years ago. One of my first projects first products that I ever promoted and sold was me teaching how to do this back in the old days. It worked a little bit differently, but it was the same ad banner. They looked different, and YouTube obviously looked a lot different. But what you did was basically the same thing, and the only thing that's changed now is kind of the look and feel of the whole thing. But it's been going on for years without any issues. I don't think it's, I say it's a life hack because it's not in there where you can learn how to do that necessarily, but it's not something YouTube is trying to stop either. But basically, you're running ads on your own videos without running any ads. So it's not going to appear on anybody else's videos. It's only going to appear on your video, but you'll have that ability to do that. So that's the other option is the click banner using AdWords. So the final one we want to talk about one more time is the end screens. Now, the way end screens work is actually kind of similar to the way that annotations worked. What you're going to do is you're going to go into edit mode for your video, and at the top there's going to be an end screen. Actually, it's going to say, I think it says end screens and annotations still, even though you can't do annotations. You're going to click that, and it's going to take you to the end screen page, which is going to have a timeline just like you had with cards, except the timeline will only allow you to go a certain distance from the end. And so what you're going to do is you're going to add elements into the end of that video. Now, again, if you've got somebody talking at the end of that video, these elements are going to go on top of them. So you may want to build your videos with 20 seconds of just a blank animation at the end or something like that to be able to put these elements on there. Once you load the video, you're going to choose where you want the end screen to start. Now, it can only start at the end, but you can choose how many seconds at the end that you're going to use it, so you can find out the perfect spot. And then you're going to be able to add things like videos, playlists. You're going to be able to add subscribe buttons, clickable links back to your website, and the clickable links even give you the option to choose the call to action. So like buy now, things like that, built right in there, learn more. And you choose one of those, and when people hover over that, it's literally going to have a little button that says, buy now. Click on it, and you'll be able to go back to the website. And so what you have to do is you have to arrange the items on the end screen. Now, they do have some presets where you can choose, 3 video boxes and 2 video boxes and different things, and it'll allow you to very quickly create a nice little array of videos and buttons right on the end screen. I like to do it myself personally, just because then I can put it exactly where I want. So if you want to put a video, you would choose video. You would pick the video you want to advertise, or you could choose, the latest uploads, or you can choose best for customer, which allows YouTube to decide, okay, they're watching this video, the next logical video would be this video, and it'll share that one to them. You can resize that and put it on the page. So if you want it big, if you want it small, if you want to put a big one and then 2 smaller ones, you can do anything like that. You can add the subscribe link, which you just choose from the sidebar. It's going to pop a little circle in there, just like just like you would on screen, and that's going to be a clickable subscribe button. And then, of course, you can put a link back to your website. Now, when you do the link back to your website, it's very much like the YouTube cards. It literally creates a little square graphic that you choose. You upload the square graphic, and you put that on the screen. So it's not a button or anything else. It's literally like a little icon, which you can make look like a button. But it's square, so it's a little bit of a pain in the neck to use. But once you do that, you'll be able to link back to your website. You'll be able to link to other videos. You'll be able to subscribe, etc. Now, before you do any of these things, one thing you're going to have to do is make sure that your channel is connected to your website. And actually, this, not every one of them, the clickable banner, you don't need to do this because it's an ad thing. But as far as the cards, as far as the end screens, if you want to link back to your website, you need to go into the back end of YouTube, into your Creator Studio, or if you've been upgraded, you'll see the new YouTube Creator Studio backend. But either way, you're going to choose your backend, and then you're going to go into the channel area and advanced. And in there, if you scroll down, there's going to be an area for you to put your website in. So you're going to pop your website in there, and you're going to hit verify. Now, if you already have a special YouTube code on your website, it may recognize that. Most likely, it's going to say pending. And underneath that, there's going to be a button that says, or a link that says verify. You're going to have to go into Google Webmaster, and they're going to give you a little file to download that you need to upload to your website. Or they're going to give you a special tag, and you can put that in the tags of your website. There's a few different options. Personally, for me, I like to just grab the code and pop it in. There's also a header script that you can do, so you can grab the header script and put it in. That's actually very useful. In fact, with some of the page builders that I use, that's the only way you can go. And it works quite well. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab that. You're going to follow the instructions. You're going to put that code into your website. You're going to come back. You're going to verify. And it's going to tell you that, boom, you're connected to your video. Your channel is now connected to your actual web page. And now you can send links back to that web page. Because when you're doing cards, or when you're doing the end screen links, you're not going to be able to just link out to any website. You can only link out to your website, and it has to be your approved website. So if you own 5 websites, you need to go into that advanced section and add all 5. Otherwise, you won't be able to link to them. Now, another option for that is to use something like a Pretty Links, or something that forwards your link, WP Shield. And then what you can do is you can link to that website and then use the link shortener on that website to go to another page. That's a little more gray hat, but it works very, very well. So something you can definitely do. I've been doing it for ages. I've never had any issues. So that's how you want to connect to your website to make more sales from your YouTube videos. Obviously, you still want to do the normal things. Put the link in the subscription or in the description down below so that people can click on it there. But if you want people to click more, you got to add clickable links to the video itself. And these are, we'll say 3 ways, but 2.5 really, because the end screens are a little different. But 3 ways you can link back directly from your video to your website. And one thing that's cool about this is, besides the increased click-throughs, is now if somebody steals your video and embeds it on their website, you've got a clickable link back to your website right on their page, and anybody can start to click on that. So there you go. That's the clickable links.
Cool. Which one do you like best of the 3? The CTA banner?
The cards, if you've got the cards ready, that's the easiest to do.
Yeah.
But the clickable banner is actually not very hard to do and works really well. So if you've got, for instance, if you've got AdWords already open and ready to go, and all you have to do is create ad and quickly put something together, it's not so bad to do, and it works a little better than the cards. But the cards are good as well. And one thing to note, when you're creating these, if you put that clickable banner from AdWords, it's not going to show up when you're logged into YouTube. So if you put it on there and then you click show my video, and it's not going to show up. You have to open up a private window or whatever and be logged out and then show it, or logged into a different account. But if you're logged into your own account, you're not going to see the banner. And of course, if you've got cards on there, you're not going to see the banner either. So you have to make that choice, unfortunately. Kind of sad, but true.
Had any luck with the end screens on conversions?
On what?
On conversions.
With the end screens?
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't used the end screens a ton, mainly because most of my videos didn't have the, an ending on them to use it on. Yeah. So when we're dealing with clients and they've got 100 videos, you can't put it on any of them. If we make new videos for them, we're starting to add those in there, so we'll see how that goes over time. But yeah, that's the big problem with the end screens is we didn't want to use them on many of our videos because they cover up a person talking or important information or the phone number that's on the screen, things like that. So one thing to note, though, you can do with Instant Spokesperson is you could use the Instant Spokesperson videos, which have the actor at the end, says contact us now, and then has a big blank space. But there is one caveat to that. You have to put a video on your end screen. So no matter what, you have to do that. So if all you want is the clickable button, you still have to put another video on there, and then you can put your clickable button. It won't let you put just the button on the end screen or just the subscribe. You have to have a video as well. So, which is good.
And I got to tell you, the end screens where I've seen it used most is content creators. The guy that's got 100,000 plus subscribers gets 10,000 at least views per video, and he's sending people to his other videos.
And they build their videos specifically for that. I know, like the Tonight Show does a very good job with the end screens. Back in the old days, I used to make a lot of videos with the end screens, and I would use annotations to replicate that same thing. So, for instance, I did an entire training series on how to use iMovie, and at the end of each of those videos, I had an end screen and a graphic for each of the... Actually, no, I didn't have a graphic. I just left it blank. And I would go into annotations, and for the annotation, I would have another video. So it would be lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. And I'd make a DVD-like menu on the page. And so when they watched one of the videos at the end, it would show all the other videos in the series, and they could click on whichever one they wanted to get to. That was very effective. So...
that was that. I remember that iMovie. You got a ton of views on that.
I got a ton of subscribers out of that. In fact, I was dealing with setting up subscribers today, and I was looking at that list. I'm like, wow, that was a big list of people. Especially for something that only worked for a short period of time because they upgraded iMovie, and so then my videos weren't as usable,
applicable.
Anymore. But there you go. That's your clickable links for 2018. The fact that you can do these couple of different options, does it make up for the annotations? Maybe, maybe not. More people are going mobile, so they wouldn't have been able to click anyway. So that that kind of changes it a little bit as well. So.
Very cool. And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy. I'm Steve Sleeper. I produce the audio side, by the way. I put it on Earn.show. And
he does all the work. I just show up.
I do the show notes and stuff. I just sit here and look pretty. Said
right.
no one ever about the pretty thing. But anyhow, today's show made possible by...
today's show is made possible by TubeBuddy. And I want to take a couple minutes to actually talk about TubeBuddy because I don't think we've ever used them as a as the product on the show before, and so I want to talk a little bit about it because I don't think people realize what a benefit TubeBuddy really is for your channel. They have a free version and they have upgraded versions. Now, I have the upgraded version for some of my channels, and many of my channels just have the free version. And if you do anything on YouTube, if you've got one video on YouTube, if you've got one client that has videos, anything like that, you need to connect it to TubeBuddy because even the free version gives you a lot of great features. It helps you to find the right keywords. It helps you to check competition. It helps you to build a checklist. And the checklist can be very, very cool. So what that does is as you're uploading your video, on the actual YouTube screen, so on the YouTube page, TubeBuddy pops in information, and it's a checklist. You know, did you put the keyword here? Did you add a link back to your website? You know, and you can go into TubeBuddy, and if you've got a special formula that you use, you can adjust that and put your information in there. So if you always want to make sure that you put the address of a local business, then you could create in TubeBuddy, you go in and you can adjust that list and have it say, you know, add the local business's address. And that'll build a citation. And so TubeBuddy helps you to do all of these things. And if you upgrade, you get all sorts of analytics and comparisons and extra things you can do. You can have, if you've ever seen in YouTube, you've got the defaults. With TubeBuddy, you can have multiple defaults. So if you're, let's say on Fridays you upload a certain type of video and you're always putting the same information in that video, but on Tuesdays you're putting up a totally different type of video and you're always putting this information, well, now you can have 2 presets ready to go. So on Tuesday, you use Tuesday's preset. It puts in all the information that you normally put in there, and then you can just go make your minor adjustments to the title and description. And then on Friday, when you come out with the other one, you choose Fridays, and it fills in all that information. Saves a ton of time. So for instance, with my clients, when I'm working, like yesterday I had to work with a client, we had to create a new YouTube channel for him. First thing I did was make sure that I set up TubeBuddy for it. I put in the defaults, and now whenever I upload a video, boom, his About Us information is in that video, his links to his social media, his citations back to his website, his Google My Business link, his link to the video, link to another video. All of that's already in there. All I have to do is go in and make minor adjustments, and bam, the video is ready to go. So TubeBuddy, definitely want to check it out. Again, you can start off completely free. And when you do so, by the way, as you go in and look at other people's videos, on the actual YouTube watch screen in the top right corner there, got to do it backwards, top right corner, just my left, it actually puts in information about the video that you're watching, how many views it has, what tags, which tags are usually hidden. It'll show you, you know, how many shares and likes and all that other stuff that you want to know about somebody else's video or even your own. It's going to show it right there as you're watching the video. And that's all built into TubeBuddy, even in the basic version, the free one. So if you want to check that out, you can go to either Ray the Video Guide. Actually, no, you can't do that one anymore. That one doesn't work. So you have to go to tubebuddy.com/Ray the Video Guy. And that will bring you right in there. Just sign up, and you'll add a little extension to Chrome or to Safari or Firefox, I guess will do it too. And then all of that stuff will be right there on YouTube as you're uploading videos or as you're watching videos. And it also gives you a nice menu on the front end of YouTube so that you can click on that and go to where you want. They've got a thumbnail builder in there, so if you need to build thumbnails, you can build those right inside there. And it tells you what you need, you know, for your video. You pull up your video, it's going to have a little thing. It's going to with check marks of what you've done and what you haven't done, and what you should do and what you haven't done. And that way you can go, oh yeah, I need to add a comment in here, and it'll grade you and tell you that. So again, tubebuddy.com/Ray the Video Guy. Everybody needs to sign up for that.
And one of my favorite functions of TubeBuddy is in your tags, you can see how you're ranking in YouTube.
Yes, that's
cool.
Another thing. So yeah, underneath there, when it shows all of your tags, it's actually going to show you all of the, you know, if you're ranking number 1, it's going to have a green 1 next to the tag. It's going to have a green 4, a green 3, so you'll know where you're ranking on a variety of the different videos or different tags. So there you go. That's TubeBuddy.
Cool stuff. Okay. Well, let's wrap it up with the that groovy song.
Let's bring up that groovy song, and of course, for those of you watching, we'll be back next week. So have a great week, everybody.
Yeah, and have a good one.
Here we go.
He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy.